Hey guys, if you have been watching Ken Wald, he just got finished with his live stream. Happy Easter to everybody. Uh, Eastern Orthodox Easter uh, starts a month from now. But I just wanted to do a real quick reply and shout out to Ken, to Ken Walls, and let him know that no, I am not giving up on the dream. I might be 68 years old, but I'm not pushing up daisies. How do I change my uh, my profile? I haven't figured out how to edit. Oh, there it is. I say edit name and just take out my title and say, hey, woo, there it is. No, I just wanted to send out a real quick shout out to Ken and let him know that, no, I have not given up the dream. But I knew he would say that. I knew if I asked the question that he would say something like, hey, if you're not taking a dirt nap, or you don't stop living the dream until they throw the last shovel of dirt on you. And even then, you still have dreams, okay? Even then, okay, you're not going to be doing away with your dreams. Ken, if you got my invitation I sent you in private messenger, I know you got work to do. Maybe we can share a screen and I can help you with the PowerPoint. That's my strong point. Good old caffeine late at night. I know it's midnight, going on midnight over there in Ohio. It's going on 11 o'clock here. Robert Brooker. Hey, buddy. What's up? I was just on the phone with a friend of mine from Toronto today. Actually, we were talking on Skype, and what was funny is that he posted something that got him booted. Oh, my buddy. He's, in this politically correct world with fact checkers and everybody, he just posted a funny meme of, somebody that took offense to his double-edged humor. We all have kind of a barbed sense of humor. Myself, my humor is kind of, I don't know, double-edged sometimes. But he's been put in Facebook jail before, and he goes and creates another account. So, what's the difference? They say there's over 3 billion people on Facebook. And I would say about 2/3 of those are duplicate accounts. All right. Just exactly what Ken was talking about on his live stream. People create these fake accounts. They steal your pictures. And here's something I found out. The more you do live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter Periscope, RTMP, you become known. And hey, even me. So Robert, you got a girl named Jasmine in Japan, and you're going to meet for lunch in Fiji. That sounds like a nice little lunch. Pray tell. You're gonna have to fill me in on that. I've been known to before. I can imagine you doing that, Robert. I can just imagine you taking a plane to Fiji or Japan and then doing lunch. Yes. I work with a couple of guys that went to Western Samoa a little over 20 years ago and nailed down a deal that, you know, if Michael and what's his name, Ezar, David, Michael and David, you know, if they had just brought in $15,000 a month or 15,000 new members, you know, in a year or 3 years' time, the king of Samoa, of Western Samoa, would have been just peachy happy, you know. Well, they did that in less than a month. And ever since then, they have grown into a multi-billion-dollar company over the past 20 years. And of course, you know, I'm talking about the founders of GDI. I've been with it for a long time. But yeah, there's something about taking a trip to the South Pacific and Fiji and having lunch. Robert, you know what? It might be a stretch goal, but it's not the stretch. It's not beyond the stretch of imagination. If you can dream it, you can make it. If you can dream it, you can make it happen. Okay. And that's what I did yesterday. I went to go meet with a client yesterday. And then when I got home, I got back here into my back office and I ordered up a real nice thank you card, nice to meet you, and a couple of gourmet brownies to send off to him with the Mailbox Power Pro program. I was introduced to the Mailbox Power by Tom Ginn, and our friend Ken Walls uses that. He's also in Mailbox Power. And my buddy Rick Gomez down in El Paso, Texas, he's also in MVP, and I didn't know that until he told me. Well, Robert, you know what? I hope it does. And I hope, you know, for your happiness, that lunch may run into lots of lunches and lots of dinners, you know, with some beautiful lady to keep you happy for the rest of your life. Yeah, might as well be happy. You're going to send her a box of brownies or a box of chocolates. So, Robert, are you in Mailbox Power? Did Tom or Ken get you into that? Because I tell you what, that's a heck of a business builder. It really is. It really is. And I've got to order some of those custom mugs. I really do. I've got to order some. I don't know if Ken got my message. Ken went back to work. Okay. He's got that big PowerPoint presentation to get put together. I can help him with it. You know, I do PowerPoints all the time. Usually do them for somebody else and get paid for it. Well, let's see. You wouldn't put that on her. Well, who knows? You never know. It could turn into something. Yeah. I remember the first time I saw Ken Walls back several years ago. He was doing a live stream with somebody or doing a live stream solo, and I connected with him. But where I learned of the real Ken Walls was through Grant Cardone, because I had been watching Grant and Jared for years. You know, Grant Cardone and Jared Glant, I had been watching those two, you know, on their daily podcast and their daily YouTubes, and Elena and the kids, practically watched them grow up here. And it was through one of Grant's interviews that I learned of Ken Walls and found him and connected up with him. And this was, you know, several years ago. So I've been in his network ever since. But yeah, I learned a lot watching Ken. And do I get butterflies in my stomach before I go live? No. You know, I'm on 3 channels on my YouTube channels right now. I'm in one of my big marketing groups and a couple of training groups that I work with here in Lubbock, Texas. So you were in Builderall, okay? Yeah, good program. But I kind of lost track of mine. You know, when you get my age, you just, you know, it just leaves. But no, there's just some days, man, I get on, and it might be late at night like it is here. I just can't wait to get on and talk to people. And sometimes I just get on here by myself, you know. Let's see, who is with us right now? Robert has put a heart on this, and I've got 2 more people watching on my timeline, but they never say hi. They never comment. All you got to do is comment in the comments below the video down here and let us know that you're here. I am live, and I wanted to, like Ken, I wanted to say Happy Easter to those of you who are celebrating Easter today. It is almost the end of the day. Joan Anton, I'm so glad that you could say hi and stop by. Robert asked a question, if I'm subscribed to Christopher Penn's newsletter. No, I'm not. Maybe you can send me the link. But yeah, I don't know if a lot of you guys know that there's actually 2 Easters. And sometimes because of the confluence of the calendars, the Eastern Orthodox Church celebrates Easter on the old Julian calendar, which is based on the solar, or lunar rather, I'm sorry. The Gregorian calendar, which is what we use for our civil calendar today, had Easter come on today, usually the first Sunday after Passover, okay? But because we're on a lunar calendar, or the Julian calendar, There have been times that the separation of dates has been as big as 4 to 6 weeks. Well, this year, the Eastern Orthodox calendar comes next month on the 2nd, exactly 4 weeks from today, on April the 2nd. Okay. And that is, in Greek, it's referred to as Pesach. Not Pesach, but Pascha. Pascha for Paschal dinner, Pascha. Pesach is the Hebrew for Passover. And Easter, the term Easter, we get that from a Latinization of a word that was used in the King James scriptures on the book of Acts. They used the word Easter in the translation into the King James English, when it had always been referred to as the Passover before in other translations. So this is where we get the word Easter. So next month, I will be celebrating the Eastern Orthodox Easter on April the 2nd, which actually starts the night before. It starts on the Vespers, Saturday, and we are in the middle of the Eastern Orthodox fast. So that does, whoops, I got to turn that off. Got the other computer over here as a monitor. So, yeah, the Orthodox fast can be strict. We don't fast from food, but we do lay off of dairy and meats and alcohol. And certain days we can have fish, and certain days we can have others. But if possible, we lay off of meats, and spend more time in contemplation and prayer, in anticipation of the day of resurrection. Okay. Let me grab some more coffee. See, Sunday night with Ken and Glenn and a guy named Scott. So if you get a chance in your neighborhood, in your city, look around for a Greek Orthodox or a Russian Orthodox or a Serbian Orthodox, and go visit on the Saturday before, on, what is this, April? We're in April. It's May the 2nd, I'm sorry. Let me look and see here. Eastern Orthodox Easter of 2021, Sunday, May the 2nd, okay? So this is April the 4th. So next month on May the 2nd, it's Eastern Orthodox. Now, that is Sunday, and that's usually when they do the what they call the agape service on Sunday morning. But Easter is celebrated at night, so it'll be on the Saturday night before, so that will be on Saturday, May the 1st. Saturday, May the 1st. If you want to see what an Orthodox Easter is all about, go visit. They're not, contrary to having visitors who are not Orthodox. Go to an Eastern Orthodox church. It might be Greek. It might be Russian, Serbian. It might be Antiochian. It might be a different ethnic group, but you know, you'll definitely find it different than what you've ever experienced anywhere else. I used to chant in a Eastern Orthodox church. I used to work at the Psalterion with the deacon and chanters and the cantors. And I wasn't all that fluent in Slavonic and Russian, but I could do the English. And I could do the Spanish and the Italian. And I could even do Latin on some of the readings on the Agape Sunday, you know, where we would read through some of the gospel readings in different languages. I could do the Portuguese. I could do the Spanish and Italian and the Latin. And I would kind of make a stab at the French and the German. I wasn't all that great at French and German. I think I hurt the French and the Germans' ears when I tried to speak their language, or even read their language. You know, I think I hurt their ears. You know, the French would say, "Ah, sacre bleu, ferme la bouche. Please, you know, stop." Because my French was not all that great. I remember the first time I heard the Paschal chants was in Arabic. And what a lot of people don't know is that in Lebanon and parts of Arabia, long before Muhammad came along in the 7th century, the area that we know as the Middle East, parts of Lebanon or Arabia, where you were either Jewish or you were Christian or you were pagan, okay? One of the, you know, animistic religions of that region. So it was interesting, you know, the first time I heard a service in Arabic was in Tripoli, Libya, because they, under the king, before the revolution of Gaddafi, they had Jerusalem Patriarchate churches there and Alexandrian Patriarchate churches there, parishes of the two patriarchates, and their services were done in Arabic. I don't do Arabic no more. I've forgotten a lot of my Arabic, but I can still do some in Greek. I always found the phrase "frère monsieur" amusing to say. I don't know what "frère monsieur" means. That must be French. Fripe monsieur. You're going to have to translate that one for me, Robert. I'm telling you, I can't, you know. Fripe monsieur was like ferme la bouche. That means shut your mouth. That's what they always told me. Please. In Spanish, they would say, cállate. I don't want to hear you. But in Arabic, I always knew what uskut meant. Uskut meant, oh, I can't put that up on the screen, Robert. I can't put that up on the screen. I saw that. Yeah, well, I can imagine now. It kind of makes sense. Oui, monsieur. Oh, well, Robert, Yeah, it must be a Canadian French. Was it something from Quebec? Maybe that's not uh, uh, Parisian French. That is Quebecois. Oh, well, yeah. If anybody else is watching the comments on this, they'll see it there, but I can't put it up on the screen. If they're on my timeline, they might see it. But anyway, happy Easter to all of you. And another 4 weeks, celebrate the Eastern Orthodox Easter, which falls in line with the Julian calendar. And you want to see what a Eastern Orthodox Easter looks like with all of its majesty and the music. Find one of the ethnic Orthodox churches in your area. Might be Greek or Russian. It might be Antiochian, where you'll hear it in Arabic and in perhaps English. If you're in a Serbian church, you'll hear it in Serbo-Croatian. If you're in a Russian parish, you'll hear it in Old Slavonic. If you're in a Greek church, you'll hear Christos anesti ech nekron thanaton thanaton patisa ketis etini mazi zoin charisameno. And that means Christos anesti means Christ is risen. So happy Easter, Christ is risen. This is Resurrection Day. And since it's late, it's after midnight in the Eastern time zone, I'm going to say good night. And I would say, yes, I did find that Akkadian a bit amusing. Speaking of the Akkadians, I used to live with people down there in Louisiana who spoke Cajun French, like Cajun. They didn't speak that French, Parisian French. They said, we speak good French down here, I guarantee. Good night, Robert. Good night, Joan. Good night to all who've been on this call. Happy Easter and have a good week. And next month, Saturday, we'll have Easter. Samuel Sneed, yes, he is risen. Check out the Chosen series on chosen.tv. We will do that, Samuel. Thank you. We'll definitely check that out on the chosen.tv. So this is 28 minutes going 29, and I'm going to call it short and say good night to Joan and to Robert and Samuel, and we'll see you on the next one. Good night.